the Why Don't We Just today. So what we've been doing lately, or what I've been doing lately on the Why Don't They Just on Twitter, is I reach out to people asking for it, and basically whichever one gets the most likes is the one that we go with. And at 24 likes, as of right now anyway, today's Why Don't They Just is from Dan Mick.
Hi, Dan.
Can you see that? Yeah. Or at Inc. McCormick. And he says, why don't they sell Cybertruck under the SpaceX as a manufacturer so it can qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit?
Yeah, I saw this one. I love this.
It's not a bad idea. Well, I mean, they're going to be using their steel anyway, right?
I mean, I'm pretty sure they made the Cybertruck.
Oh, that's funny.
That's a good one.
I mean, it's already at a pretty low price point. To pop that on there would help out.
I wonder if there's some sort of thing that has to happen. You know, okay, so if I started a company tomorrow and like, cool, I'm gonna launch stuff into space. I can't and like, let's say I could snap my fingers and I just had a rocket that technically could do that. I can't just go launch it, right? I have to get like FAA approval. There's like all kinds of stuff. I have to like be certified. Like, hey, we have to like trust you that you're going to not like kill people or something, right? Yeah. And you're like, I'm gonna launch out of Nevada. You're like, yeah, no, you're not, right? So I think maybe there's some similar thing in the auto industry where it's like, well, okay, fine, but in order to be a car maker, we need to like certify these things, and you as a company need to be certified. I don't know, but otherwise, I'm in. It sounds awesome.
Oh man, I wonder. So, does anyone know like? Does Toyota and Lexus both get their own 250,000 cars sold with the EV tax credit? Or is it only Toyota?
No.
They each do.
Oh, because it's the same company. I got you.
It's the same company. What keeps companies from just splitting up all the time for more EV tax credits?
Because there's an overhead involved in that, right?
I would go with Tesla 2, Tesla 3, Tesla 4.
Yeah, I wonder. That's a good point.
Yeah,
but these aren't owned by the same company at all, right? Toyota and Lexus are owned by Toyota Holdings Group.
Yeah.
Right? Elon is the CEO of both, but he's not, and he owns the majority shareholder. But it's not like, Elon Inc. owns both of these companies. Right.
This could be the most brilliant move ever if he sold the Cybertruck as a SpaceX Cybertruck.
Well, I feel like I want to. So this literally just came through. This literally just came through on Reddit. It's sort of somewhat related. Kind of, is that SpaceX is likely to spin off a Starlink business and pursue an IPO.
Right.
So they're thinking about doing that with Starlink.
Which makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because if they do that, because the same kind of a deal as I was mentioning before, like a telecommunication provider is regulated in a certain way, and probably if you make rockets, you don't want to have to deal with those.
Right.
Like, do you guys remember Sarbanes-Oxley? Have you heard of that before?
Never heard those words in my life.
See, I am
Starbrain oxidizing.
I am a tech dinosaur here. So probably a lot of people listening are familiar with this. But if you worked in corporate America in the 90s after Enron and then WorldCom scandals, part of those scandals were about separation of powers within a company. And so out of that came this regulation that it basically forced all tech companies to split kind of roles, and it kind of increased the cost of making things by about, 50% maybe. And so the point being, if you were a tech company doing these kind of things, you had all these federal regulations that force you to operate in a certain way that make it expensive to do business. So it makes a whole lot of sense that Starlink is going to be super regulated because they're a telecommunications company, that SpaceX probably wants nothing to do with that, right?
So
yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
I guess for the all-around, why don't they just... Maybe there's something to that.
Maybe they could.
Maybe the truck and the semi should be on their own, like their own brand or something.
Just like spin up a separate company for every model.
Yeah. Just start. This is the new model, or the new brand is Cybertruck. And it's the Cybertruck.
Well, yeah, because that's not uncommon, right? Dodge Ram is a truck, but now it's called Ram is the brand, right? So that's certainly that kind of thing certainly happens, right?
Well, isn't that what's happening with Hummer too? Like it used to be its own brand, and now it's like under GMC or something.
It's happening in reverse.
Vice versa.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they're now getting back under.
Yeah.
Right. Hummer is a specific
Weird.
model, whereas before Hummer was its own brand.
Right.
But then the brand it was GMC, and then it got sold to some Chinese company, and then it got bought back by GMC, and then they shut it down like 11 years ago. So
Super weird.
yeah,
The
I know
saga of the Hummer.
a bunch of dumb stuff about Hummer now.
That's crazy. Hey, thanks for checking us out, guys. I hope you enjoyed this clip from our podcast.
We do a weekly show here on YouTube, so make sure to subscribe to Our Ludicrous Future, where we discuss all the things that are going to make our future totally ludicrous.
You can join us here on YouTube or at any of your favorite podcast places. Plus, if you want to get some behind-the-scenes stuff and join a cool community, you can help support the channel at patreon.com. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.